The room is still breathing slowly before the streets remember my name. The kettle hums like an old melody while daylight quietly reaches the table. No notifications, no expectations, just paper waiting without asking me to be extraordinary. I write the things I couldn't explain yesterday. Not dreams too big to carry, just thoughts looking for a place to rest. One page, one breath, that's enough to begin again. One page, one breath. The world can wait outside for a little while. I'm finally listening to the only voice that never left me. Coffee cools beside my hand, but every sentence grows a little warmer. Funny how silence always knew more than noise. Last night's fears look smaller in morning light. The monsters lose their shadows when they become ink. Maybe healing is nothing louder than this. Watching heavy thoughts turn into simple handwriting. Nothing perfect, nothing planned, only a quiet conversation between the person I was and the one I'm becoming. One page, one breath, another sunrise without needing permission. One page, one breath, no race to win today. If tomorrow asked how I found my way, I'll simply show these ordinary mornings that slowly rebuilt an extraordinary life. The sun doesn't save me, it only reminds me that every new beginning starts long before the world notices. And every morning I write myself back home. Dust dances slowly inside the afternoon light. The library breathes like an old friend who never interrupts. Pages turn somewhere behind me. Pens whisper across paper. Outside the window, the city keeps rushing. But in here, time is forgotten to hurry. I don't notice how the sunlight moves from the edge of my notebook to the back of my hand. Hours disappear without asking permission. One more chapter, one more thought, one more quiet victory that no one else will ever see. Maybe this is what peace always looked like. Not oceans, not mountains, just a chair beside a window, a book that understands me, and enough silence to hear my own mind again. check the time for what feels like forever. Nothing extraordinary happened today. No celebration, no miracle, no life-changing conversation. Only a quiet afternoon that somehow became unforgettable. Some memories are built by loud moments. They're built by ordinary days that ask nothing from us except to be fully present. One more page, one more sunset. The light leaves the window without saying goodbye. I close the book, smile to myself, and carry home a calm that nobody noticed except me. The morning settles between unfinished conversations. Machines keep humming, people keep moving, and my hands remember the rhythm long before my mind does. Every task finds its place, just like time always does. There was a season when I believed every feeling needed a destination. Every goodbye needed paper, every memory needed a signature. I carried invisible letters inside my jacket, folded so many times their edges disappeared. I thought silence meant something was unfinished. Now I know some words were never waiting to be spoken. They were only waiting to become peace. I don't wonder if you would have answered. I don't rewrite how the story ended. Some doors closed gently enough that they never needed. One last knock, the afternoon light slides across the workshop floor. Another hour passes, another memory softens without asking permission. It's strange how the heart can keep everything without carrying the weight. I smile at names I no longer need to say aloud. Not because they mean less, because they finally hurt less. The letters I never sent didn't disappear. They simply became part of the person who learned to keep loving quietly. Not every emotion needs an audience. Not every truth needs a reply. Some stories finish perfectly inside the pages that were never written. As the day comes to an end, I leave with empty hands and somehow a lighter heart. Maybe silence was never the absence of words. Rain finds every rooftop without asking for a name. Somewhere, someone opens another book. Someone edits a photograph. Someone sketches tomorrow on the corner of a notebook. Someone watches a blinking cursor before finding the perfect first sentence. None of us know each other still. We all listen to the same rain. Street lights begin to glow a little earlier. Windows slowly become small golden islands floating through the gray. Behind every piece of glass, another quiet life is becoming something. Not loudly, not quickly, just faithfully. The rain never rushes. Maybe that's why it teaches us how to stay. Today I'm building dreams, one patient hour at a time across the city. Someone else is doing exactly the same. We may never meet, never speak, never learn each other's names, yet somehow we're sharing this exact moment. The rain writes the same rhythm across every roof, turning strangers into an invisible choir of people trying their best. Nothing extraordinary will make the news tonight. No fireworks, no headlines, only quiet progress hidden behind warm windows. Years from now, I won't remember every page I finished or every task I completed. I'll remember the peaceful sound of rain outside, the soft light across the room, and the beautiful feeling that somewhere beyond these streets, hundreds of silent dreamers were growing right alongside me. The last page falls gently into silence. I don't reach for another story, not yet. The room feels different when nothing is asking to be finished. The chair remembers every hour I stayed. The desk keeps the outline of unfinished dreams. Outside the world keeps moving. Inside everything has decided to breathe. There is something beautiful about empty hands. No deadlines, no endings to chase. No beginning demanding my name. Just this quiet place where ideas arrive without knocking. Maybe the best thoughts never appear while we're searching. Maybe they wait for the moments between becoming. I close one notebook, I don't open the next instead. I watch the light slowly cross the room, as if even time knows there's no reason to hurry. This space belongs to no one, not yesterday, not tomorrow, only now. The invisible bridge between who I was and who I'm about to become. Some people fear the pause. I think the pause is where every future learns its first breath. The next chapter is already waiting. It doesn't need to call my name. It knows I'll arrive when silence has finished writing the first line for me. One by one, the chairs grow empty, backpacks disappear through quiet doors. Books close with the softness of a long goodbye. The room becomes larger somehow, not because it changed, because the noise finally left. A librarian smiles without saying a word. The lights above the shelves begin to fade, until only one lamp remains awake. Mine is warm circle, holds a small world where time no longer matters. No competition, no countdown, no reason to rush another page. Outside, the city is already becoming night. Inside, every sentence finds its own heartbeat. It's strange how silence can sound so full. The scratch of a pencil, a slow breath, a page turning, tiny sounds that disappear when everyone else is still here. I thought being alone would feel empty. Instead, it feels honest. There is no audience to impress, no expectations to carry, only the quiet promise I made to myself long before today, to keep learning even when nobody is watching. The final announcement echoes softly through the building, closing time. I gather my notebook without hurry. The lamp goes dark, but something brighter leaves with me. People remember the conversations, I'll remember the night the library belonged to silence. And silence belonged to me. afternoon doesn't disappear. It melts across the wooden table, painting every page with quiet gold. An open notebook waits beside a cup that's almost gone cold. Nothing feels rushed, not the light, not the thoughts, not even time. Each sentence arrives slowly, as if it has traveled a long way just to be written here. The ink dries under a sunset that asks for nothing except attention. Outside, cars keep passing, people keep chasing another tomorrow inside. One small idea finds a home between two empty lines. It's enough. Funny how the best lessons never shout, they whisper until they become part of who you are. I underline a simple phrase tomorrow. I may forget the exact words, but I'll remember how this moment felt. Warm light, quiet air, wooden desks, coding dreams that don't need to prove themselves yet. Learning has never looked like a race. It looks like this: a peaceful evening, a patient heart, and a notebook slowly filling with pieces of the person. I'm becoming the sunlight, moves gently to the final corner of the page. One last golden light, one last reflection. I close the notebook without feeling finished, because some days the greatest thing you can learn is that growing can be beautifully unhurried. First light slips through the curtains without making a sound. The room still belongs to silence. Outside, the streets haven't remembered their footsteps yet. Inside, a notebook opens like a door only morning knows. Fresh air moves gently through the window, turning empty pages into quiet invitations. Ideas arrive without knocking, not because I'm searching, because nothing is loud enough to interrupt them. The world will soon become messages, traffic, voices, and endless movement. But not yet. Right now, every thought has enough space to finish breathing. A pencil finds another line, then another. Dreams always seem smaller in my head until I write them down. Maybe beginnings don't need perfect timing. Maybe they only need a peaceful morning and the courage to make the first mark. The sun covers the desk as if reminding me that every masterpiece once looked like an ordinary page. No applause, no audience, no one knows this moment exists, and somehow that's exactly what makes it beautiful. By the time the city opens its eyes, the first chapter is already alive. Not because I woke up earlier than everyone else, but because I listened while the morning still had something to say.
Morning arrives before the voices do. The pathways still belong to yesterday's dew. Trees stand quietly, holding the first light like a secret they've kept all night. Every building waits with closed doors. Every window reflects a sky that hasn't decided what kind of day it wants to become. My footsteps echo gently through empty corridors, reminding me that every journey begins before anyone is watching. No crowds, no conversations, no rushing clocks, only fresh air, steady breathing, and a horizon that hasn't written its story yet. It's strange how possibility can feel so peaceful. Nothing has happened, which means anything still can. The wind turns another corner, a few birds begin their quiet rehearsal. The world is slowly remembering how to wake up. I smile without knowing why. Maybe hope doesn't always arrive with fireworks. Maybe sometimes it simply walks beside you while the morning is still learning its own name. Every classroom will soon fill with questions, every hallway with familiar faces, every hour with another chance to become someone wiser than yesterday. But right now, this campus belongs to silence, and silence has a way of making tomorrow feel close enough to touch. The sun rises above the rooftops, the shadows step aside. I keep walking not because I know where life is leading me, but because every new morning has already proven that beginning's always waiting for those willing to take the first quiet step. The city has lowered its voice, windows fade into the night, one after another, until only a single light
remains awake. Mine, a small circle of warmth on an ordinary desk. Beyond these walls, streets grow quiet, dreams pause. Elevator stop, traffic becomes a distant memory. But here, another page is still turning. No one will remember this hour. No one will count these moments, and somehow that's exactly why they matter. Every note I write tonight is a conversation with the person I haven't become yet. The room doesn't ask how long it will take. The lamp doesn't ask if I'll succeed. It simply stays faithful through every doubt, every correction, every unfinished idea. There is something beautiful about invisible progress, the kind that leaves no headlines, no applause, no audience, only quiet evidence that I refuse to stop. Outside, thousands of lights have already gone dark inside. One small flame keeps another future alive. Maybe success isn't built under bright stages. Maybe it begins in forgotten nights, where the only witness is a steady light and a promise made to yourself. The clock keeps moving, so do I. When morning finally arrives, people will only see another ordinary day. They'll never know how much of tomorrow was quietly built beneath a single lamp that chose to stay awake with me. I almost walked past it. No bright sign, no crowded entrance, just an old wooden door resting quietly between places. Everyone seemed to notice instead. The bell above the doorway whispers once, then silence welcomes me inside. Shelves rise like forgotten streets filled with stories, waiting patiently for the right hands. Dust dances through warm light, as if even time moves slower here in the far corner. An iron staircase winds upward, no arrows, no invitation, only curiosity taking the first step. The second floor feels untouched, a single reading room, a few empty chairs, tall windows covered in gentle rain. The city continues somewhere below, but it no longer belongs to this place. Here, every page turns a little softer, every breath finds a slower rhythm. I open a book I wasn't looking for. Strange how the right story sometimes finds us before we know we need it. Outside, raindrops paint quiet patterns across the glass. Inside, another chapter begins without asking for permission. No one speaks, no one needs to. Some places communicate better through silence. Hours disappear without feeling stolen. The light grows warmer, the room grows quieter, and somehow I forget there was ever another world.
places that don't want to be famous, only found, and maybe that's exactly what makes them feel like home. Nobody expected today's lesson to begin. Above the city, the elevator opens, and suddenly the ceiling becomes the sky. Wooden tables catch the last golden light. Small plants move gently with the evening breeze. Strings of warm lights wait patiently, not needed yet, but ready for the night. The skyline stretches farther than every question I've ever carried. The professor starts speaking, but somehow the sunset becomes part of the lecture. Every color changing above us feels like another page turning quietly. Orange becomes amber, amber becomes violet, and blue slowly teaches the stars how to appear. No one looks at a clock, no one wants this hour to end. Funny how understanding arrives more easily when your heart is somewhere beautiful to rest. I write only a few notes, not because there wasn't more to remember, but because some lessons never belong on paper. They belong inside the person who witnessed them. The wind turns another page. Someone smiles, someone quietly looks across the rooftops, imagining the life still waiting ahead. Maybe education was never meant to stay inside walls. Maybe curiosity always wanted an open horizon. The city lights begin waking one by one, like ideas finding courage after sunset. The lecture ends, nobody stands right away. We all remain for one more moment, watching daylight leave without hurry. Years from now I won't remember every sentence that was spoken. I'll remember the evening when knowledge shared the sky with the setting sun, and learning felt less like study and more like discovering how beautifully a future can begin. Rain begins as a quiet conversation with the glass above, not loud enough to interrupt, only enough to remind the world that slowing down can sound beautiful. Inside, the air holds the scent of green leaves and fresh earth. Tall palms reach toward the ceiling while soft light slips through the branches, painting gentle patterns across old wooden benches. Somewhere nearby another page turns. Someone sketches without looking at the clock. Someone closes their eyes, listening only to the rhythm of falling rain. No one has to explain why they came here. Peace rarely asks for introductions. Tiny drops wander down the fog glass, turning the outside world into soft watercolor. The city keeps rushing, its distant movement blurred into colors that no longer need my attention. Here, nothing is asking me to hurry. The plants grow quietly. The rain keeps perfect time, even silence feels alive. Maybe that's how healing happens. Not all at once, not through grand discoveries. But leaf by leaf, breath by breath, moment by moment, I realize I've stopped thinking about tomorrow. I've stopped caring yesterday. There is only this green light, this quiet shelter, this gentle roof singing with the rain. When the clouds finally drift away, the greenhouse doesn't feel empty. It feels as though it has placed something invisible inside my hands. A slower heartbeat, a quieter mind, a reminder that sometimes the safest place isn't somewhere you escape to. It's somewhere that teaches you how to remain at peace while the whole world keeps moving outside. Above the hill, the observatory keeps its quiet promise to the night. A telescope waits patiently, already knowing where the stars will appear. Beside the window, a wooden desk holds an open notebook, a worn star map, and a small lantern casting gentle light across unfinished thoughts beyond the glass. An endless sky, more stories than anyone could ever read. I trace constellations with the edge of my pencil, wondering how something so distant can feel so familiar. The universe never speaks loudly. It doesn't need to, its silence is already big enough to answer questions I never learned how to ask. Tonight I came here to understand another chapter, another idea, another dream instead. The stars teach me something simpler, how small my worries become when they're placed beside forever. Every light above me began its journey long before I ever looked up. Maybe hope works the same way. Perhaps the best thing's heading toward us. have already begun traveling, even if we can't see them yet. The telescope never rushes, it waits. The sky never hurries, it unfolds. Maybe I don't have to hurry either. The notebook fills slowly, not with answers, with wonder, because curiosity has always been a better companion than certainty. The night grows deeper, the stars shine brighter. I close the notebook, look through the glass one last time, and leave with the comforting thought that somewhere beyond everything I can imagine, there is still more beauty, more mystery, and more possibility than fear could ever hold. The staircase winds upward through old stone walls, each step leaving the shoreline a little farther below. The ocean keeps speaking, but only to those who stop long enough to listen at the very top. Behind a weathered door, a hidden library waits in quiet light. Shelves of worn wood, stories that have watched more storms than I ever will. A single lamp glows softly beside an open book. Beyond the tall windows, rain drifts across the endless sea. While the lighthouse slowly turns, sending another beam into the distance again and again. Without asking if anyone is watching, I sit beside the glass, opening another page as waves meet the rocks far below. The world is impossibly large, the horizon has no edges, yet somehow this small room holds everything I need. It's strange how clarity doesn't arrive when life becomes quieter. It arrives when your heart finally does. Chases ships, it simply keeps shining. Maybe purpose works the same way. Not louder, only steadier. The rain writes gentle rhythms against the windows. The ocean answers below. The lamp holds its warm circle against the evening. Every sound belongs exactly where it should. Every breath finds its place. I stop reading for a moment, not because the story ended, because the silence has become another chapter. When I finally close the book, the light makes one last turn across the water. Some people search the world to feel at peace. Tonight, peace found me inside a lighthouse, between old pages, beneath endless skies, where the sea, the rain, the light, and my exist in perfect harmony.
Snow falls so gently, it almost feels like the sky is learning how to whisper beyond the white glass. The forest disappears slowly beneath fresh white silence. Every tree stands patiently, wearing winter like an old memory inside. The fire breathes its golden light across wooden floors. Books rest where they were left, maps unfold across the desk, waiting for journeys that don't need to happen today. The room smells of cedar, old paper. In quiet evenings I turn another page. The flames answer with their soft applause. Outside the cold keeps moving. Inside, warmth never needs to prove itself. Funny how the safest places are rarely the biggest ones. Sometimes they're only a chair, a window, a gentle fire, and enough silence to hear yourself again. Snow continues its endless conversation with the mountain, not trying to arrive anywhere, simply falling exactly as it was meant to. Maybe peace works the same way, not something we discover, something we allow to settle. The world can keep its hurried rhythm, its crowded roads, its endless noise for tonight. My only destination is the next page, the next quiet thought, next warm reflection glowing softly between the fire, the snowfall, and the stories that somehow have always known how to bring me home. When morning comes, the landscape will be different, covered by another layer of untouched white. I close the book, watch the snow erase every old footprint, and realize some seasons don't ask us to move faster. They invite us to become still enough to notice how beautiful life has been all along. Before the world finds its own voice, the ocean has already been speaking for hours. Not with words, with waves, with wind, with a rhythm older than memory. Morning sips quietly through floor-to-ceiling glass, covering the room with pale gold and soft reflections. A simple wooden desk faces the endless blue, nothing unnecessary. An open notebook, a sharpened pencil, a single page waiting without impatience. Beyond the window, the horizon refuses to end. Sea and sky meet so perfectly that even distance forgets where it belongs. I begin to write, not because I finally have answers, because
because questions sound more beautiful when the ocean is listening. Each line arrives like another wave, never forced, never hurried, always finding its own shore. The breeze wanders through the open room, lifting the corner of an unfinished page, as if inviting tomorrow to read before it's written. There is something honest about the sea. It never pretends to stand still. It rises, it falls, it returns again. Again, without ever becoming, without ever becoming the same one or twice. Maybe that's what growth has always looked like. Not becoming someone different, becoming someone deeper. The pencil pauses, not because I've run out of thoughts, because silence has started writing its own paragraph. Far below, the waves meet the cliffs with patient certainty. They never rush to reshape the stone. They simply return day after day, year after year, until impossible things become inevitable. I wonder how many dreams have failed only because they expected mountains to move overnight instead of learning from the sea. The sunrise climbs higher, light stretches across the water, turning every ripple into liquid gold. For one quiet moment, the entire horizon looks like an unwritten future so vast that fear has nowhere to hide. I close my eyes, the wind remembers my name, the ocean remembers how to keep going, the sky remembers that every dawn begins in darkness. Maybe I don't need to control what waits beyond the horizon. Maybe I only need the courage to keep coming like the tide, steady, patient, and faithful to a destination I cannot yet see. I close the notebook, the page is no longer empty, neither am I, as I stand before the endless sea. I realize freedom was never about escaping. It was always about discovering that the horizon was never a limit, only an invitation to keep looking farther. The city is still dreaming when the museum unlocks another morning. No footsteps, no conversations, only the quiet echo of empty halls waiting to be filled with wonder. White marble holds the coolness of the fading night. High ceilings catch the first light, stretching it gently across sculptures that have watched thousands of sunrises without ever moving. I choose a bench between two silent masterpieces. A notebook opens, a pencil waits. Today's lesson doesn't begin with a teacher, it begins with attention. The skylights slowly awaken, thin rays of sunlight drift drift across the floor, touching paintings one by one, as if morning itself is taking attendance. I read another page, then another. Every idea feels different here, surrounded by creations that outlive their creators. Even knowledge begins to breathe a little deeper. A statue stands perfectly still, yet somehow it says more than 1,000 voices trying to be remembered. Maybe wisdom has never belonged to those who speak the loudest. Maybe it belongs to those who observe long enough to notice what silence has been teaching all along. Outside, the streets are slowly waking inside. Time still walks barefoot. I underline a simple sentence and suddenly realize I'm not memorizing for an exam. I'm collecting small pieces of understanding that will quietly become the person I am building. The light moves higher, painting golden path across polished stone. The museum doesn't rush the sunrise. Every gallery welcomes it at its own pace. Maybe learning should feel the same way. Not a race toward the answer, but a slow conversation with curiosity. Soon the doors will open, voices will replace the echoes, footsteps will fill these endless halls. But for this 1 hour before the world arrives, every painting, every sculpture, every beam of light, and every page in my notebook belong to the same quiet truth that creating, learning, and becoming have always been different ways of making a masterpiece out of an ordinary life. Morning arrives without announcing itself. Mist rises from the lake so gently that the mountains seem to float, instead of standing in the middle of perfectly still water. A small wooden tea house waits, as if it has been expecting this sunrise for centuries. Cherry blossoms drift across the surface, never asking where the wind will carry them. They simply trust the journey. I slide open the quiet wooden door. No music, no voices, only the soft breath of the lake, the distant song of unseen birds, and the patient silence that lives between every heartbeat. A low table, an open notebook, a single brush, a kettle sending slow ribbons of warmth into the cool morning air. The tea grows deeper with every passing second. Funny how the finest things never hurry. The water becomes a mirror, reflecting a sky so endless that I can no longer tell where heaven ends and hope begins. I write one sentence, then stop, not because I have nothing to say, because this place has taught me that not every silence needs to be interrupted. The mountains remain remain perfectly still, yet somehow they feel more alive than cities that never sleep. The lake never asks to be admired, it simply reflects whatever stands before it. Maybe peace works the same way. It doesn't fight to be noticed. It quietly transforms everyone who chooses to remain. A single blossom lands beside the notebook, then another. Neither one tries to stay, neither one fears the water. Beauty has never needed to hold on. The mist begins to lift, revealing horizons I couldn't see before. Perhaps clarity has always arrived like this, not suddenly, not loudly, only after waiting long enough for the fog inside us to become light. The tea has grown warm enough to hold. The notebook has become lighter than when I opened it, not because I solved my questions, because I finally stopped forcing the answers. When I stand to leave, the lake returns to perfect stillness, as if I had never been there. And somehow it feels beautiful. The world will continue asking for speed, for noise, for more. But somewhere beyond the mountains there will always be a floating house where time moves at the pace of falling petals, where silence becomes wisdom, and where the soul quietly remembers that peace was never something to find, only something we forgot to stop.